Let's start. Hi. Namaskar, minasan. Say good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Suprabhat. Welcome again in this International Day of Yoga program 2022. 8th International Day of Yoga. Namaste, pranam. Jai Shri Krishna, Dr. Ashu ji. Namaste. Welcome again. So this is class number 69. Class number 69 of total 75 classes of International Day of Yoga. We didn't expect that we will complete all programs, but only because of everyone's support, everyone's hard work, this program is going very smoothly and we are going towards the ending of this program. So today we will talk about Gyan Yoga. So many people in Japan, Nihon demo, yoga is like a pose, and what is Bhakti Yoga? Many people are interested in Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga, philosophical things, and other things, Karma Yoga. So we have already done lecture about Karma Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga, and today we are going to have a lecture of Gyan Yoga. Gyan Yoga, it's Chishki no Yoga. So without wasting any more time, I would like to invite Dr. Ashu Goyal ji. Dr. Ashu Goyal ji, everyone knows about Dr. Ashu Goyal ji. We are already meeting him for last this is third meeting, and many of us already know him for for a long time. So he's a director of North India and program director of Learn Geeta. So uh, he has been instrumental in inculcating the virtues of cultural pride, patriotism, and an immense sense of duty and service in the minds of children, teachers, and followers. Very important. Children, teachers, and followers, all dimensions, all people, all type of people, since last 23 years. So many of us have age of 23 years, but he is having the experience of 23 years. So, thank you so much, Dr. Ashuji, for giving your time and your knowledge, sharing your knowledge with everyone. So please take it away and yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
Thank you, Ashutosh ji. Vasudev Sutam Devam Kansichanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Brajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Guru Charan Kamdebhyo Namaha. I am very much thankful and feeling blessed also to have this great opportunity given to me by Patanjali Yoga Foundation Japan to have a talk on different yogas told by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. In last 2 weekends, we have already seen and discussed the glimpse of, not the yoga of, I don't have capacity to describe it as a whole. And in a 1 hour or so, it is not possible also. One life is even not enough to understand the whole yoga, whole yoga, one type of whole yoga. So whatever we are doing here is having an idea of those yogas. We are not understanding those yogas. Don't be confused. So we have had some talk and some glimpse of Karma Yoga on 4th, on 11th, Nirjala Ekadashi. We were blessed to have some thoughts on Bhakti Yoga. And today, we are reaching to the Gyan Yoga. Somebody wrote that some echo or repeat of the sound is coming. So is it problem for everyone or can someone confirm? Ashutosh ji, can you hear me?
It's okay for me.
Okay.
It's okay. Anybody else have any problem?
Okay, it's fine then.
Hi.
So now we are entering into the Gyan Yoga. We have learned already, so I'm not going to repeat those things again, that if we are talking about the yoga, it's not only about the postures, it's not only about the some breathing exercises or something. Those are the small parts of yoga, and how these are connected we will see it on the International Yoga Day on 21st. We are going to talk about the holistic yoga, Sampurna Yoga. So when we see the different dimensions of the yoga, this Gyan Yoga is considered as the highest peak of that. Because Gyana means knowledge, enlightenment. So a person who have the ultimate knowledge or the enlightenment is called Gyan Yogi. What is Gyan Yoga? Let us share a slide and walk through that. So here we took a tagline, Gyani Tvatmaiva Me Matam. We'll talk about it later. So what is yoga? We have seen last times also, and today we are also going to start with here, that in Bhagavad Gita, what is yoga? Bhagavad Gita says, aprapta ki prapti or aprapya ki prapti. To get what you don't have is yoga. We have learned many times to get connected. That is also truth. So when we don't have that connection, or we are having missingness of that connection with that Supreme Almighty, we strive for that and we try to get it by different ways. That is called a yoga. So to get connected to that Almighty by doing some karmas without any attachment is called karma yoga, as we have seen earlier. To get connected with that Lord in the manifest form, with the feeling of get connection with that Almighty, that is bhakti yoga, we have seen last weekend. And to get connected that formless Supreme Almighty by knowledge, it is Jnana Yoga. Now there is a Jnana Yoga, Gyan Yoga or Jnana Yoga. In India, there is this alphabet Gya. In North India, we call it Gya. In South India, we call it in different ways, many ways. No, no, Nya, etc., etc., etc. In original Sanskrit text, it is Gya, and that is very hard to pronounce. That is why we have so many versions of Gya. So I belong to North India. So I am practiced to speak Gya. So I will say Jnana Yoga. Whoever is practiced with the Jnana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, it is all the same. It has no difference. So to get connected the formless supreme power by knowledge, it is Jnana Yoga. Aprapta ki prapti. To get what you don't have. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Mahamyaham. I carry the responsibility of what? Yoga and Kshem for those who follow my path. So what is yoga? Yoga means to get what you don't have. And what is Kshem? To get secured what you already have. So to get what we don't have is yoga, and to secure what we have is a Kshem. So Lord Krishna told Yoga Kshem. Now, what is Gyan Yoga? Actually, this is also an expression that we are going to have what we don't have. In depth, if we are going to think that really, is it a God, another entity which we need to get connect to or we have to attain to? Let's listen a story to understand it better. There was a man who was roaming in some another unknown city, where he gone first time. And he was hungry. He went to a restaurant and he ordered some food. Food came on the table. He started having it. It was tasty. He liked it. As he was on the finishing of the food, that waiter came there and asked that, do you need something else, sir? He said, no, I'm good now. Please bring me the bill. So now the waiter gone to collect the bill. As soon he gone, this person realized, oh my God, I didn't took my wallet this morning. I left in the jacket I wore last night and I don't have any money. I even don't have any credit cards or something. Oh my God. And I'm in the unknown city. Nobody knows me. This restaurant owner also don't know me. I'm in the deep trouble. And it was truth. When the waiter came there and he told that I forgot my wallet or something in the hotel. And now this waiter gone back to the restaurant owner, the manager. And this manager came there. Now this manager was not the polite one. He was the rude one. They started talking hard with the person. That person was feeling so shameful, embarrassed. He was thinking what to do, what not to do. Because I don't have any money, any contact in the city or something. Suddenly he saw a wristwatch on his hand. It was a branded Rodo wristwatch. So he thought it has some value. So he just took out his watch and told to restaurant owner, see, it is a original branded watch. Can you have it for a security? And in the evening when I will return, I'll pay you and I'll collect my watch back. Restaurant owner took the watch with a slight disgrace. Okay. I don't know where these people come from. He remembering something like that and he gone away. And he came back and he gave the slip. Okay, you bring this slip when you come back. In case I am not here, somebody else is sitting on the table. So you get your watch and you can pay your bill. By having so much sweat on his forehead, he said, okay, so much embarrassment, so much disguise. Now, he took that slip and tried to secure it by putting it in the right pocket, which he used to not using generally. He always used his right pocket for the keeping the secure things, to use it less time, as we also do sometimes. Now, we don't keep the things in the pocket, we always put the hand in, right? So as soon he slipped his hand in to keep that slip, he found his wallet there. Oh my God. Oh, I thought that I have left that in the jacket, but I just got to remember. But before going to bed, I just put the wallet of my last jacket and put in this jacket. Oh my God. I had it all the time, but I was not knowing that. Now we have to understand this is the same case with us. We have the Supreme Almighty all the time with us. We just don't know it. We just don't realize it. When some person gets this Gyana or knowledge, he doesn't get anything. It is removal of the ignorance. Agyan ka nivarana. In reality, when you go to some Vedanta class or some Advaita class now, they say there is nothing you can attain with the Gyana. You don't need to know anything. You have to undo the ignorance. You have to remove your agyana. तुम्हें जो अज्ञान है उसको हटाना है. ज्ञान तो वही है. This person was having wallet all the time in this pocket. He just didn't know it. Similarly, we have that connection with that Almighty all the time. We just don't know it. So this aprapta ki prapti, to get what you don't have, is yoga. And that's why when you get him by karma, it's called karma yoga. By jnana, it's jnana yoga. By bhakti, it's bhakti yoga. By dhyana, it's dhyana yoga. By japa, it's japa yoga. By nada, it's nada yoga. By the different forms you can imagine of the, we are discussing 75 forms here through the Patanjali Yoga Foundation Japan. They have took the wonderful initiative. So let's move now on the Gyan Yoga. In the 7th chapter, Lord praises Gyan Yogi, Gyani Tvatmaiva Me Matam. Means this, all the devotees are good to me, they are favorite to me, and they are dear to me. But this Gyani, he is my Atman. I consider him as myself. Gyani Tva Atmaiva Me Matam. He is myself. Because once a person have a true knowledge, he becomes the same. Jnāna tumai, tumai ho jaye. Kabir Das ji wrote, Kasturi kundal vasai, mrag dhoonde ban maahi. Kasturi kundal vasai, mrag dhoonde ban maahi. ऐसे घट घट ब्रह्म है दुनिया जाने नहीं. ऐसे घट घट ब्रह्म है दुनिया जाने नहीं. You know, this deer is a wonderful animal. We love it. He had this smelling kasturi in his navel, but he doesn't know it. And he loves that smell so much that his entire life he keeps running. Sometimes right, sometimes left, sometimes forward, sometimes reverse. He keeps running here and there in the search of that pleasant smell, which is coming from his own navel, but he never know it. He spent his entire life to search for it. If someone tells him also that you don't need to run here and there, you have it in your navel, he's not going to believe. As everybody tells us that we are the part of that Supreme Almighty. We listen to it, we like it, we talk about it, but do we believe it? No. Until someone comes and show him that you had it right here at your navel, is not going to believe it. Similarly, until a Sadguru or an enlightened people or enlightened man comes in our life, who can make this realize to us that it is Gyana, it is you Who are you? Gyan Yoga means, who am I? To discover, who am I? So, now the basic fundamentalism of Jnana Yoga is, there is two basic fundamentalism. Keep our focus only on the eternal, that's Sat Tattva, Nitya Tattva, and remove our focus from the transient, that Asat Tattva, Anitya Tattva. In scriptures, we have Vivek Jnana. That means we get this ability to differentiate between Nitya and Anitya, this eternal and transient. And this eternal and transient, Nitya and Anitya, Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. Nitya means permanent, eternal, the thing which is always same, it doesn't changes, it doesn't increase, it doesn't changes its colors, it doesn't changes its form, it doesn't change it. Anyway, it is always the same, that is called Nitya. Atman. In chapter 2, Krishna says, Nattevaham jatunasan, natvam neme janadipaha, nachayva bhavishyamah, sarve vayamatah param. Krishna says, me and you and all the things all were always there and will be there forever. This Atma is not destructible. Hence it's Nitya, it's eternal. Anitya means destructible or impermanent, which destroys, which changes its forms, like our house, money, relationship, even our own body. It is dying every moment. Science tells that every fraction of the seconds, the cells of this body is dying and getting born new. In 3.5 years, all the cells exist in our body get changed. We have no cell in our body older than 3.5 years. Isn't it a wonder? We think we were all the time. I am 43-year-old, so I am here since 43 years. So this body is also 43-year-old. No, this is not. This is maximum 3.5-year-old. Rest all had already died. We didn't know it. So when we are able to discriminate between Nitya and Anitya, we are able to live this life without attachment. Naam and Roop attachment, name and form attachment. That is called Jnana Yoga. Now, you can call it this Nitya, Anitya, Kshar, Akshar, Sat, Asat, mortal, immortal, perishable, imperishable. There are different thousands of expressions for the same thing. Once, Lord Rama asked Tulsidas ji, ask something from me. Tulsidas ji thought, what I can ask from you? Let me think something. After thinking so long, he found, Ka mangau, kachu thir na rahi. Hey Lord, what can I ask from you? Nothing is imperishable. Everything is going to destroy, and I don't want anything to ask from you. There were two brothers, both very knowledgeable, very sattvika, very enlightened also. They used to go to this satsang daily to their Sadguru. And Guruji told so many times, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. And these people were actually following that Jnana Yoga in their life. They started seeing the things in that way. They started things, this materialistic world, as perishable. One day, then when these both brothers were talking together, were walking together back from the satsang, they were walking on the road. This road was not the constructed road, it was the muddy road. And the elder brother suddenly saw a gold coin shining in the mud. And he was surprised to see that somebody has dropped it on the road. He thought, now we are so much free from this worldly attractions. So I don't have any greed for it. I don't need it. But maybe my younger brother can see this and he comes into the greed. So I cover it by the dirt so he don't see it. I controlled myself also. But maybe what if he doesn't? Let him not fall. I need to save him. So he just increased his speed and gone there to cover that coin with the dirt. The younger brother was surprised because the elder brother didn't speak anything yet. He just thought something and he walked. So he asked, what happened, Bhaiya? Where are you going? And as he walked with the speed, this younger brother also tried to cover him up. And he came here and he tried to cover that coin with the dirt. This younger brother also came there and he asked with a surprise, why you are covering dirt with the dirt? मिट्टी पर मिट्टी डालने से क्या फायदा भैया? Now this elder brother was most surprised by listening to this statement, because this was the ultimate thing. I am still seeing this gold as a gold, but my younger brother has reached more far than me. He is not seeing this gold. In his eyes, this dirt and this gold coin has the same value. He is asking why you are putting a dirt on the dirt. In chapter 6, slok number 8, there is a beautiful term for it. The most beautiful I have read in all the scriptures. Samaloštashma kanchana. Who is the true yogi? Who can have the same eye, samaloštashma kanchana, for this gold, for this dirt, for this stones. He doesn't differentiate. What is happening? So there are other names to this Gyan Yoga also. Some calls it Sankhya Yoga, some calls it Sannyas Yoga also. Sankhya Yoga. What is Sankhya Yoga? It is propagated by Kapil Muni. Samyak khakyate prakashate ti sankyaha. When someone talks in the numbers, when there was this journey of Jnana Yoga from the ancient times, so many philosophers had the different philosophies. So the thoughts of mortal, immortal, shariri, prakriti, purush, kshar, akshar, sat, asat, these all came under Sankhya Yoga. It talks about differences between Chetan and Achetan. It talks on numbers. Some say it's only one. There is only Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Some says it's two, not one. Jeev and Paramatma. Some say it's a three, not Jeev Paramatma. Prakriti, Purush and Paramatma. Then some adds from Pancha Mahabhut, some adds Panchatan Matra, Panch adds this Karmendriya, some add this Panchagyan Indriya, then Mana, then Buddhi, then whatever. So they reaches us to 28. So who talks on the numbers from 2 to 28 to describe the connection of this universe? That is Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya, numbers. Simple. And what is Sannyasa Yoga? It is more about the renunciation. Tyag. Renunciations of the mortals, initiation of the connection with the body. This Prakriti, Kshar, Asat, Samyaktya Nyasya Sannyasa. To renounce all the worldly attachments after knowing its reality, that everything is filled with the sorrow, pain, and I am Ananda Swarup, so I am not this. Thus he renounces everything. It is called Sannyas Yoga. We can see there are two types of persons. One is having his business or a good store, and the storekeeper counts the money all the day. But suppose somebody is selling $100 a day and he gets $500 business someday. What happens? He feels so happy. Wow, today was so good. My usual routine is $100 a day, but today I got 500. He threw a party to the family, to the friends. Wow, today was the wonderful day. I sold out for a $500. But there is a bank cashier also. He also counts the money. But if a bank cashier has to count more money in one day or less money in a day, does he feel happy or sad? He feels no correction. If he has to count 100 or 500 or 5 million, it doesn't mark to him anything. He said, it's just my job to count. This money doesn't belong to me. So I don't feel happy or sad if it is more or less. That is a sannyas yoga. Sannyas. Nyasa means trust. This trust, organization trust, trust not, belief not belief, trust. When Bharatji was going to Chitrakuta to convince Lord Rama to come back, so everyone was going with him. All the people from the Ayodhya was walking towards him, with him. All the mothers, and he took all this Chaturangani Sena with him. All the gurus, all the military generals, and everyone with him. But he left few people on every post of Ayodhya to secure it. He appointed few persons to secure the jewelry and the funds and everything, to lockers. Some people on the boundaries to secure the boundaries. Some people on the different path, as a king should do. So someone asked him, why you are so worried when we all are leaving for getting Lord Rama? These things values more than him. Why you worry for this? Bharatji says, if it belongs to me, I don't worry. I worry because Sampati Sab Raghupati Ke Ehi. This all belongs to him, and I need to secure it for him. So this sannyas yogi, he do this all worldly affairs because by having this thought that I am appointed as a trustee to do all the behavior as a trustee. I am not owner. I have to act as a father, I have to act as a mother, I have to act as an employer, I have to act as an employee, I have to act like a player, I have to act like a soldier. In whatever form Lord sent me, Sampati Sab Raghupati Ke Aihi. It all belongs to him. So there are kinds of Gyana. No? 3 kinds are mainly. The Laukik Gyana, the Alaukik Gyana, and the Siddhi. The cosmic knowledge, the divine knowledge, and the ultimate knowledge, the Siddhi. So this cosmic knowledge, it is sadhana. In Vedas, we have Nitya and Naimittik Karma, which we cannot avoid. Even we don't have any business or we don't any desire of karma phala, we need to perform those nitya and naimittik karma. So we don't get any worldly achievements by doing this karma if we renounce the karma phala. But we do these karmas to get purification of our mind. This leads us to liberation. And this is called Laukik Sadhana or cosmic knowledge. As per Ashtanga Yoga, we are all the yoga person here, so we better understand with the Ashtanga Yoga things. Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. So these 8 stairs are there. So first 5 stairs, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, and Pratyahara. These 5 are the cosmic, under the cosmic knowledge. These are the Laukik Vyavahar, Laukik Gyana. Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, and Pratyahara. Now this divine knowledge, Alaukik Gyana, this is sadhan. When a sadhak does a Laukik sadhana, cosmic knowledge, on a regular basis, he gets some divine powers, like Anima, Garima, Siddhis also. These are given to this sadhak to perform higher levels of sadhanas. Suppose someone wants to do the austerity in the caves of Himalayas. He certainly needs some supernatural powers to survive there. In the temperature of minus 20 degrees, how one can surprise with a normal thing? He needs some supernatural powers. So when person reach on the stage, he automatically gets this Alaukik Gyana, divine knowledge also. But he also doesn't care about it. Then he reach further. So Alaukik or this divine is the advanced stage when you start feeling detachment from this body and start feeling the existence of superior to this body. In the first Laukik stage, he is just listening like we are listening. We are doing the Laukik Gyana. We all are on the first stage only. The second stage is to whom we start call yogi. This person is yogi. Even he is not, we feel that he is superior to us. He knows better. He is performing better. He is having lesser attachments than us. Now this Gyan Yoga. Now, as per Ashtanga Yoga, Dharana and Dhyana, the 6th and 7th stage. The first 5, Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, and Pratyahara. This 5 belongs to the cosmic knowledge. Now these 2, Dharana and Dhyan, this belongs to the divine knowledge. And now the Gyan Yoga, Siddhi, ultimate knowledge, when sadhak reaches to the fulfillment of this Gyan Yoga, it is called Siddhi or Sadhya of the sadhana in Ashtanga Yoga as a last step as Samadhi, Sama plus Dhi, where our Dhi means intellect, that is Sam, which is completely balanced into one state when our intellect has no wavering, it has no wavering thoughts, has no thought process even. It is called Sama plus Dhi. Our Dhi get established. That is Samadhi. That is the final stage. Now, eligibility to get Gyana. We also need to understand that not everyone is eligible to Gyana. For the Laukik Gyana, everybody is eligible, like we are doing. But when we want to advance to the second and third stage, Lord Shankaracharya told Sadhan Chatushtaya. This 4 eligibility to perform that Alaukik Gyana. If one want to go to the second stage, he must have these 4 symptoms in him. Nowadays, everybody practices everything without any eligibility, and that's why he fails. Who is Jnana ka adhikari? Vivek Chudamani says. Shankaracharya told in Vivek Chudamani, not everybody is adhikari of Jnana. Not everybody is eligible to the Jnana. The person who is possessed by this sadhan chatushtaya is adhikari. Adhikari means who is eligible. Eligible to obtain the supreme knowledge. We also need to understand again that it applies to the second and third stage only. The first stage is free for all, not for lucky Jnana. So first is viveka, discussion. The power to discriminate between permanent and temporary things. How to get this viveka? So viveka awakens by understanding scriptures and listening it from some awakened person. Shrotriyam brahmanishtam gurumupsartya tanumasparati. To listen to it from the person who has already attained it. So when we read scriptures all the time, we listen all these discourses and all, our vivek started awaken. Second, vairagya, non-attachment or detachment. Having detachment with all the fruits of the karmas and enjoyment of this world and worldly affair or afterlife. This is called Vairagya. It is defined by the scholars in different expressions like Be-rag. Be plus rag. Rag means attachment. Be means detachment. Others say no bear, no raga. No belies, no attachment. There is a beautiful story. Buddha used to tell his disciples, keep distance from females. You don't need to be involved with the females. All the monks had these instructions. So one day, when he was delivering his discourse, suddenly a disciple came in running to him and said, Buddha, 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 Tathagat, Tathagat, Tathagat. Buddha looked at him with a surprise. And that disciple was running and he was breathing. That's what happened. Buddha, you need to punish this disciple. And he pointed to the other fellow who was coming behind in the fully wet clothes. You need to punish him. Buddha listened. Punish him. What happened? You told us very clearly many, many times to keep distance with the females, not to touch any women. But this man broke all the rules. He didn't only touch the woman, he carried her on his shoulder. Buddha was not angry. He looked calmly at the wet disciple and asked him, you tell me, what happened? Did you carry some lady on your shoulder? He said, yes, Buddha. What happened? He told there was a river and we were passing by and suddenly we saw a woman drowning in the river. There was no one was there to save her. So I simply jumped into the river to save her, carrying her on my shoulder to the bank. And I left her there. Now she is fine, breathing, gone back to her home. Buddha said, just this, nothing else. That why disciple said, no, sir, only this. Now Buddha again looked at the disciple who made this complaint and was expecting that Buddha is going to punish this wet disciple because he broke the rule. Buddha asked, he carried that woman and left her on the bank. Tell me why you are still carrying her. He didn't carry him. He just took her for a while to save her and left her. But you are carrying her till now. She is in your thoughts, still alive. He touched her, but he didn't touch. He didn't touch her physically, but you are with her all the time. So Vairagya is not about renouncing the worldly affairs by physically. Some people do like this. But Krishna clearly tells it doesn't matter. You have to renounce it by your mana, by your mind, not from physically. If you are eating the food, it is not a problem. But if you are enjoying the taste and if you are not disliking the taste, that is the problem. Having food is not the problem. Now the Shat Sampatti, we don't have that much time because this eligibility, this adhikari, it needs a different 4-hour session, 1 hour for everything. So we will go with the glimpse. So Shat Sampatti has these 6 virtues: Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, and Samadhana. So this Shama is having control over the mind, is Shama. When we can control our mind. Dama, having control over the 10 organs, all the Karmendriya and Jnanendriya, sense of knowledge and sense of actions. Ears, skin, eyes, tongue, nose, mouth, hands, feet, genitals, rectum. So 5 senses of action and 5 senses of knowledge. All the 10, controlling all the 10 indriyas is Dhamma, training. Shama is tranquility. Now this Titiksha, forbearance. It is very important. To tolerate the undesirable situations without any complaint, it is Titiksha, forbearance. It's very powerful tool. Most of us have this question so many times in the Vivechans and this question answer session. People used to ask, we are trying since ages. Why we are not succeeding? In whatever way we are trying, it is not happening. Why? It doesn't happen because we didn't practice Titiksha yet. Without practicing Titiksha, nobody can succeed in whatever form of yoga you want. Even not in asanas. You are doing these asanas, you need some Titiksha to make it perfect. There are too many ways to have this Titiksha. Some do many kinds of fastings. We have fasting now. That is a way to do this, practice this Titiksha. Fasting is also many types. One time, some have one-time food, some have no salt food, some have only gram food, some have no water, some have fasting till moon rises, some fasting till next morning, and Nirjala Ekadashi even no water. So this fasting is the one way. Now some say, I'll walk on my feet for a longer time. Some do Kalpavasa, the 40 days stay in Prayaga. In minimum requirements, one-time food. Some take bath with the cold water in winters. That is also Titiksha. Some tolerate sun in summers, etc., etc. By keeping this body practiced in the adverse situation. When we don't have this tolerance for the adverse situation, we cannot excel in any yoga, not even in asanas. When you start practicing asanas, these postures, don't you feel pain? Isn't it tough to wake up early every morning without fail? When you do this pranayama and you reach on the extent on some Brahmari or Kapalbhati, don't you feel sometimes that I may lose my breathing by going so high, but it still don't give up? That is titiksha. When you cross the limits, the average limits of this body, the toleration power of this body. Now, uparati. Inward turning away from the world, from the inside. From the outer side, it is very easy to give up the attachments. From the inside, it is very tough. So, negation of the desire and attachments is uparati. It's the ultimate stage of Vairagya. Vairagya starts from the outside. And uparati, when it reaches inside. I don't feel like if somebody give me this jalebi and rasagulla or some very tasty sweet I like, and somebody give a food which I don't like, I don't feel any difference from the mind. That is uparati. Rati means to be with. Uparati, to not to be with. Uparamata, the person who achieves it. Now the Shraddha, we have talked already last time so much on the Shraddha, so I am not going to elaborate it. Having faith in the words of Guru, Shastras, scriptures, Aptavachan, without any doubt, that is Shraddha. Now the Samadhan. When the mind becomes concentrated on one supreme element, it is called Samadhana. When the mind is unwavering of any doubt, has full clarity about the goals, do's and don'ts. It knows what to do, what not to do. The singleness of vision. Have no wavering. Have no questions. All the questions are silent now. Now you are in Samadhana, stage of Samadhana. So these are the Shat Sampati. So having Viveka, having Vairagya, having Shat Sampati, now Mumukshutva. Having all these three kinds, but not fourth, you're not have perfect eligibility. Mumukshutva, longing. You have burning desire of liberation. That is called Mumukshutva. Now, means of knowledge. What is the time? Okay. Oh, I need to go faster. I have so much left. Sorry. So let me go some fast. So there are 4 ways by the scriptures told to the way to the knowledge, to means of the knowledge. First is pratyaksha, perception. When the knowledge is perceived by sense organs, it is called pratyakshagan. Like we see some ocean and get the knowledge of the ocean. Many believes that pratyaksha is a 100% sure form of knowledge, but it is not true. Many times, what we see is not true. Like if you put a pencil in a water glass, in a half water glass, what do you see? That pencil goes like straight like this, then it turn in a different angle. But is it real true? If you pick that pencil out, it is a straight one. But if you put in the half-filled water glass, it doesn't look straight. You are clearly looking at it, but it is giving you the illusion. Somebody takes this incense stick and you light it and you start turning it. What do you see? You see the circle of the fire, right? Is there any circle of the fire? You know it, that there is no circle of the fire. Still you see it or not see it? We see it. So not every time what we see or what we feel is truth. That's why there is a saying na, aankhon dekhi kaano suni galat bhi hota hai. What we listen from these ears, what we see from these eyes is not 100% truth. Second is Anumana, inference. When we get this knowledge on the basis of some facts and evidences and the previous experiences, like we see that the road is covered with the water, then we assume the rain happened. That's why roads are wet. Or we see some loaded clouds and we assume that rain is coming soon. It's most likely to happen. So the pre and the post guesses, many times perfect, many times wrong. It is Anumana, guessing, inference. Then Upamana, comparison. Perceived knowledge in the base of comparison, like someone does not know about white color and you show him milk. White color is like this. We always describe so many things like that now. If someone is not understanding, we want to tell, we give him some example to understand that. So giving the example, giving the comparison, that is Upamana. And last is Aptavachana, verbal testimony. The statement of the things which are told by the rishis, great people, or mentioned in the scriptures are Aptavachana, verbal testimonies. Like a scripture says direct something, we should follow as it is without any doubt. There is a saying, suni hui baat se padi hui baat ka mahatva zyada hai. So if we find something in the scriptures, it is always more valuable. Now let me go fast. Now other means of knowledge are Bahirang Sadhan and Antarang Sadhan. So there are three Bahirang Sadhan: Guru Vachana, Shastra Vachana, and Indriya Shuddhi. So how we start the sadhana? By listening some gurus, by reading some scriptures, by purifying our indriyas. So these are the Bahirang Sadhan. Now the Antarang Sadhan, what happens? This is Shravan Manan Nididhyasan, very common in the Gyan Yoga. So listening to the teachings, that is Shravan, we are doing it right now. The Manan, reflecting on those teachings, to having thoughts and trying to do Nididhyasan, deep contemplative meditation on those principles. To drown on those principles. Tadatmya, being one with those principles. That is Nididhyasana. Now there are 7 stairs of Gyan Yoga according to Yoga Vasishtha. It is the ultimate scripture of Gyan Yoga. Yoga Vasishtha is the talk between Rishi Vasishtha and Lord Rama. Ultimate scripture. If you haven't seen it, people who like the Gyan Yoga must go for it. Even it is very, very rasaheen, tasteless, very, very hard, but it is wonderful scripture. The Stavakra Geeta and the Yoga Vasishtha are the ultimate way to understand the Gyan Yoga. So, Rishi Vasishtha told Rama 7 stages of Gyan Yoga. First is Shubhecha. Shubhecha is we start feeling like that I should do something to achieve superior. This life is not to spend it on the waste, earning money, producing childs, building houses. Instead of the worldly thing, desire of the supreme thing is Shubhecha. It starts. Some have Shubhecha from their teenage, some in childhood also. Some get in 30s, some get in 40s, some get it after retirement 60s. So these are according to the past karmas. So starting the journey is a Shubhecha. When we feel like that we need something else from these worldly affairs, we have this shubhecha, desire of the divine. Now next. Why is slide not changing properly? Vicharna. Second stage is thinking of the divine. Now, having this shubhecha comes in so many minds, but they don't follow. They feels like, but they don't act. So they keep staying on the stage 1 only. One who go forward reach on the stage 2, vicharna, thinking of the divine. He do nitya satsanga, nitya swadhyaya. Daily having these discourses, listening to these discourses, living with the good people. Satya Sangha, the relationship with the good people. Nitya Swadhyaya. Abhalavna sano, abhanana sahiyo. I wasted too much time on these worldly affairs. Now I will not. So we start thinking and seeking. It sparks from a book, from listening, and then it goes. In the stage of vicharna, to stay alive with the vicharna, one has to be, to do continuity of the sadhan, like nitya satsang, nitya swadhyaya, one must have the circle of good people walking ahead on this spiritual journey. Now, third is tanu manasa, connected mind. Tanu means thread, and manas is mind. So, attaining the sharpness to our wisdom. Then our wisdom gets sharpened. Now we have start connecting the dots. We have listened so much, we have read so much, and now we can connect. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord told this. In Ramayana, Lord told this. In Padma Purana, Lord told this. In discourse I listened, someone told this, and I can connect those dots. And I can make the pictures. We read something somewhere, we heard something somewhere, and now we think, we started connecting those dots. Having more clarity on the subjects. It's like having more powerful torch every day to see more far, with the more clarity. That is Tanu Manasa. It is very beautiful, but I don't have time to elaborate, so I have to go forward. Now, Sattva Vatte. When the mind concentrated on Sattva, the pure, it likes to be with Sattva all the time. Now it has Rasa in the purest, the Sattva. The fifth stage is Asansakti. Asansakti, Vairagya from this word. When the mind starts taking Rasa in Sattva, it has no more interest in the Asat Tattva. Now it doesn't have Asakti or taste in worldly objects. Before getting taste of the Sattva, it's very hard to renounce taste in worldly objects. When we have the higher taste, it is very easy to give up the lower tastes. So this Asansakti is the fifth stage of Gyan Yoga. Now this sixth stage is Padartha Abhavani. When the seeker starts seeing everywhere, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, it is called Padartha Abhavani. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told, Sutre Maningana Eva. A person who starts seeing this all the world as same. It is looking different, but it is made of the same expression. Now it doesn't have difference in the jalebi and the pakodi. He feels same to both. Now sadhak has his back on the sansar and face towards the sattva. Till 5, he had the face towards this world. Now from 6th, he had turned his face from this world to the God. Now, the 7th is Turiyaga. It is a final stage. Turiyaga cannot be talked much. It is a stage. Beyond Jagrata, Swapna and Sushupti. When a person goes beyond all these 3 stages, we are not awakened, we are not dreaming, we are not also sleeping. We are not in the deep sleep. When the person crosses these 3 stages, that is called Turiyaga. Turiyaga is not defined because it cannot be sensed by the organs. So we cannot understand it. One has to experience it. It cannot be described in the words. So these are the 7 stages of Yoga Vasishtha. Now, effects of Gyan Yoga in our daily routine. What happens when we start applying this Gyan Yoga in our day-to-day life? Our intelligence or memory, it increases. We feel free from all the sufferings like sorrow, pain, depression. The negation of your ego. I am egoless now. Now I have the perfect decision-making skills. We have refined decision-making skills. I don't get confused when I have to take some decisions. I have control over thoughts. And I have fearlessness, abhayam. Now, effects of Gyan Yoga in our spiritual life. First, we saw in day-to-day life. Now, what happens in spirituality? These are the symptoms. See, we can say that we are following Jnana Marga, but do we have these symptoms? Then only we can claim that. Equal in the pairs of opposite. Dvando mein samta. Sukha dukha. Man apman. Labh alabh. So pain and happiness. Honor and disgrace. Do we feel equal? Do we feel balanced? It is a spiritual. Then fearless about death. I don't have any fear to die. No rebirth after realization. If we reach on the stage, then there is no rebirth for us. Attaining the supreme, the fourth. No existing of asat. Now we don't see asat. We have only sat towards us. That realization of Brahman and lives in Sat Chit Ananda. When this Lord Shiva, in Ramcharitmanasa, there is a story, I told many times, with the Parvati ji, Shivaji was roaming. And he came to this Vanvas Prasanga and saw Lord Rama from the far. And he thought not to meet him because he was doing some act there. So he do his salutation from the far. Jai Satchidananda. Jai Satchidananda. Jai Satchidananda. Sat Chitta Ananda. The ultimate truth. The Chit means light and Ananda means ultimate happiness. The form of ultimate truth, ultimate light, ultimate happiness. So this is the effect of Jnana. So we had this a little short discourse talk on this Jnana Yoga. I don't have that eligibility to talk it. By grace of my Guruji, whatever I learned from him, whatever I learned from my father, from the great saints, little I have read. I tried to describe this Jnana Yoga, even I'm not eligible for that. But I tried it. Maybe I did some mistakes because I know little. So you may forgive me for that. But if you found something good in it, you can carry it. And I pray in the lotus feet of Lord Krishna that we can all get forward to this ultimate knowledge. Thank you all. Jai Shri Krishna. Sorry if I exceeded the time. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. We want to listen more and more actually. It was so great to listen, and I think it was very difficult topic.
Yeah.
Many things are very new for me also, and the way you have described it in a very simple way. So thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. I found some of the things of which I felt. I want to just share my what happened yesterday. So it's relating to effect of Gyan Yoga in spiritual life. That is equaling pairs of opposite. And one more thing was yes in opposite. So yesterday I joined a new department in my office, and it was my introduction day, so I have to give speech and my introduction. And normally it happens that when we are in new place, we feel very excited and happy, and like we have different type of feeling. But I was thinking that I don't have that feeling actually, and this happened first time in my life, that I was not happy, and I was not sad, and I was not excited.
Wow.
And my heart rate, my pulse rate was all normal.
So you are already is Gyan Yogi. I salutate to you.
No. I just thought maybe this is a symptom that I am moving towards like
Yeah,
no,
true.
but I was feeling joyful that I'm happy, not because of something, some new department or something, but uh, just like normal happiness. So I think maybe I feel that I am having little symptoms.
Ashutoshi, I tell you, when we attain this, the greater happiness, we don't enjoy in the little happiness. Like
Yeah,
when we were the kid, we enjoy in the toys. We
right,
enjoyed it like anything. We could give our life for a simple toy.
right, right,
But now we don't value that toy. The toy
right,
is the same. We are not. We are
right,
getting the more bigger form of happiness. So we let that. Similarly, in the life, when you attain the, now you are following the yoga. So following the yoga is giving you the superior level of experiences. Then this experience is like getting the different department or getting promotions or something. It becomes a small happinesses. So we don't need to renounce it. You must have felt it, but you did it anything. It
right,
happened
right.
already. It
It
happened
happened already.
automatically, and that is the stage of growing up. So it is very nice. Listen, thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Just I was thinking like, okay, I'm going in good direction, so that is good. Thank you. Okay, so yes, please, Akshay-san, Akshay-ji, yes, please, onegaishimasu. You want to ask?
Yeah, if now I want to say, if anybody wants to leave, it's the time you can leave. If anybody wants to ask some questions, you can come into the Zoom chat. If so many persons on the YouTube, we can send the Zoom link there, and who wants to ask some questions, please come here, switch on your camera, raise your hand, and we can have you on the question answer session. It is not compulsory for all. Everybody who is having some schedule ahead, you can leave. Thank you all, Jai Shri Krishna, and we will start question answers now. Yes, Akshay, please unmute.
はい、お願いします。日本語でも言いますけど、もうこれで一旦終わりますけど、残りたい方残っても大丈夫。もし他のスケジュールがあったら、抜けても全然大丈夫なので、これから、まあ、悩み相談とかもあっても、全然、質問してください。はい、お願いします。Yes, Akshay.
It's not a question but a request, sir. Can you please share this presentation PDF in format for this lecture and previous two lectures?
PDFs are not supposed to share, but you can have it on the YouTube link. You can watch it there. But how can I share PDFs? It is for my own lectures. But you can have those screenshots from the video from the YouTube or something. So learngeeta.com, it is live there, and you can take the screenshots from the YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. ありがとうございます。はい、次の方。Bimalji,お願いします。
Bimalji, you have to start your video, or you can talk like that also.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I have a question. In 8th Adhyay, it is so many places it is written that in Dakshinayan death is different and in Uttarayan death is different. And Bhishma Pitama waited till the sun came into Uttarayan. My question is that we have attained through science.
I got your question. Let me answer.
I'll add one thing only, that through science we have started using Ichha Janma by cesarean sections. Is it something related to that we can have Ichha Mrityu also?
No, we cannot have Ichha Mrityu, and we don't need that also. Bhishma Pitama waited for Uttarayana, not for this thing told by Krishna, that people who die in Uttarayana goes to heaven and people who die in the Dakshinayana goes to hell. It is not truth. You must listen my 8th chapter discourse. It doesn't mean that. It looks like that, but it doesn't mean that. It is similarly, I have explained it long in the 8th chapter discourse, so you must go there to listen to understand it fully. But in a short, I should tell you, see, we used to post the letter in the post boxes. You remember that red post boxes we had around our homes. So on the some 100, 200 meters from our houses, we had this post box letters. So we can post the letters all the day in those letters. But there was a time that postman comes and took all the post from that post box to the post houses, right? So that post box open time was fixed differently according to the comforts of the postman. So somebody opens it in the morning 9 a.m., somebody opens it 12 p.m., somebody opens at 3 p.m., somebody opens at 8 p.m. According to him, doesn't matter on which time you posted your letter. Postman takes it on his scheduled time, right? You can post it all the time, but he took the post at his fixed time. That happens with the Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. No matter when you die, it is like posting your post. So when you post, it doesn't matter. The god of Uttarayana or god of Dakshinayana, he carries you on his time. Now this postman takes this post to the post house. There it is scattered into the according to the different pin codes and different zip codes and everything. So they make these bundles. Now they load it. Suppose there is a junction, there is one up train and one down train. Now this you consider this up train as a Uttarayana and one down train is a Dakshinayana. So the in charge of Uttarayana train is called god of Uttarayana. The in charge of down train is called as god of Dakshinayana. Before that, we have also, I'm not going to explain, the god of night and god of day. You have read that in 8th chapter. So that is a postman and the post houses, those are things. Now this god of Uttarayana and god of Dakshinayana, he doesn't mind what time you post the letter. He takes your letter by the pin code. If your pin code belongs to the upwards train, it gets loaded into the up train. If your pin code belongs to the down train, it gets loaded to the down train. So your soul is going to the Uttarayana or Dakshinayana is fixed on your karmas, that is your pin code. If your pin code is for upward train, if your karmas for the Uttarayana journey, your soul is going to get loaded in the up train. If your soul has the pap karma, the sins in your life, you are going to get loaded in the down train. Now in the up train also, there are hundreds of stations. On which station your post will be unloaded, that depends on your karmas again. So by you are going to be born as a human again, or you are going to born in the higher lokas, you are going to born as a yaksha, you are going to born as a pitra, you are going to born as a devata. So you are going to that. Now on the reaching of the ultimate Uttarayana, there is a pin code less post. The yogi who has renounced this karmas, Jnāna nidagda karmanam, so he goes ahead from this Uttarayana also. So Bhishma Pitama didn't go to heaven. He already had this attainment with the Lord Krishna. So he didn't need to wait for this Uttarayana. He waited for other reason, not for this. So it is very detailed and you can listen to it on the 8th chapter discourse. You will get the clarity. It is a very general confusion. I had it for 20 years. After 20 years, I got the solution for this problem. For 20 years, I struggled. How one can reach to heaven and hell by only dying in the Uttarayana and Dakshinayana? How it is possible? And there is no way that you can have Ichha Mrityu. No, only a yogi can have it.
So your hard work of 20 years we got in 20 seconds.
Thank you. Yes, Dhavaji.
Jai Shri Krishna Guruji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Dr. Ji, I was keep watching your videos and this is the first time I am asking the question. First of all, thanks to you and this GP. I'm a level 3 student. I'm just started my third chapter now. And Guruji, now you are talking about Jnana Yoga. But it has been splitted into three parts: Bhakti, Karma, and Jnana Yoga. Don't mistake me, whenever I'm hearing such a Jnana Yoga, the people talking on Jnana Yoga, they are saying only Jnana Yoga is the best one and the better one, and it is waste of being in Bhakti Yoga, whereas in Bhagavad Gita, they are insisting to be in the sequential order. So, is it necessary to be in the Bhakti Yoga to attain the Jnana, or even without Bhakti Yoga, or even without doing our karma, also can we attain our Jnana Yoga? That is our Jnana. But I do believe that even the chapter number 18 is the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. After doing all these 17 only, we can go to 18. But still, if possible, you could clarify that to me.
Very nice question. And it is the general perception that we can have only one yoga in our life. In last discourse of Bhakti Yoga, I talked about it also. This is not truth. No one from us can be only Gyan Yogi or only Karma Yogi or only Bhakti Yogi. For a while, it can look like that. For 5 years of our life, for 10 years of our life, we can look like that. But if we see an entire life of a person who is aged at 60 or 70 and he is practicing this spiritualism from long time, he must have all these three yogas in his life. Live the entire life. In one day, from morning to evening, at some time we are Karma Yogi, at some time we are Bhakti Yogi, at some time we are Gyan Yogi. And we cannot be free from any of these yogas. We have to follow all this. But the thing is, the one yoga is a primary for us, which is having our basic instinct with this. We love it. We love to be in that stage for a longer time. Like if a Karma Yogi, I have this instinct of Karma Yogi. Then doing a karma without having fruits in our mind, I love to do this. I love to follow this. If I am doing that way, I feel happy inside. If I am more a Gyan Yogi and I renounce this worldly affairs and I like to see Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, I am in the constant state of finding out who am I, then I love to be like that. And a Bhakti Yogi, when he sees some idol of the god, when he sit in front of the god, he goes to some Devalaya and he feels like, wow, I feel so wonderful. I am, wow, what a darshan I had. Even he had the same darshan thousands of the time. He goes to temple and come back and tell, today I had that wonderful darshan. So every time he feels like I had this wonderful darshan, because that is basic instinct. So that basic instinct clarifies that what is the main thing for us. Now, the thing is, Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita, Jnani Bhakta as the main thing. So a Bhakt who is Jnani means a Jnani has to be a Bhakt. So that is why Bhagavad Gita followers propagates that Bhakti Yoga is the best one. But it is not about the best one. If I have to reach to New Delhi from Lucknow, I go by walking, I go by bicycle, I go by car, I go by motorbike, I catch a train, I catch a bus, I take a flight. What difference it makes? The ultimate thing is I have to reach the destination. After reaching the destination, I have to leave all the mode I have carried. I cannot be on the bus all the time. I cannot be on train all the time. I cannot be on the flight. I have to leave the flight first to step in the Delhi. I have to leave the bus to step in the Delhi. I have to leave the bike to step in the Delhi. So I have to leave these sadhanas to reach there. So reaching on him doesn't, इसलिए कहा धारणा ध्यान समाधि ध्याता ध्यान ध्येय भक्त भक्ति भगवान Gyata, Gyan, Gye. So ultimate form that only third remains. Gyata, Gyan dissolves into Ge. Bhakti, Bhakta dissolves into Bhagavan. Dhyata, Dhyan dissolves into Dhya. So on the final stage, only that ultimate survives. Rest two get mixed into that. They get merged into one. It is not anymore. So talking on the different ways, it is just exploring the ways. We are just a primary student, so we think we when we travel, start traveling now, we get youth, we start earning, or our father gives us money and we have to travel far, so we explore. We can get the flight or not, it is in my budget or not, we can get the train or not, the first AC is good, second AC is good, third AC is good, and the bus, the Volvo bus is there, the air conditioned bus is there, the sleeper bus is there. This option is good, that option is good. But after you have had traveled so many times, does it matter anymore? You say, no, yeah, I have to reach in the minimum time with a comfortable journey. Give me whatever way you want to avoid me. I don't mind. So this is the primary stage of sadhana and the advanced stage of sadhana. It doesn't matter much. Right?
Thank you, Guruji.
I'm going to have a talk on Karma Yoga tomorrow.
Sure. Soon we will give you.
Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna. VVLNG, Jai Shri Krishna. Nice to see you this morning. Please unmute VVLNG.
Yeah. I unmuted myself now. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I am blessed to be hearing your Vivechana Satras, not only here and somewhere else also, the regular Saturdays and Sundays. And this is giving me, a lot of clarity about my concepts, which I have been following for the last few years. But here, as you have said, and of course, that must be true also, as far as Bhakti Yoga is concerned, that is the easiest one, and the Jnana Yoga is the most difficult one. And in between the yogas are there. Well, for Jnana Yoga also, as you have said, we must have some guru to to show the ultimate path and the right path. And my question is, okay, Jagat Guru is always there; he is in us, but is it automatic once you follow the Karma Yoga, to have that opportunity of having a guru, or somebody says that we have to search for a guru? Okay, but how do we search? Means by doing our actions without aspiring for the fruits of our actions, or simply bhakti, Nardha bhakti or Navavidha bhakti, whatever is there. And through Jnana also, definitely we do search our search for knowledge through so many scriptures and try to achieve. But will it happen automatically to have a guru, or what type of effort we have to put to have the real guru? As you said many number of times, there may be a number of gurus. Actually, they are not gurus.
I got your question. Let me answer you.
Please. Please.
We all use a smartphone and laptops nowadays, no? And we get this update on our softwares. So there are two ways. One is you get this update notification, you click on that, and you do the update immediately. And second is you just ignore it. And after so many days, you are compelled. Now you have to update, otherwise you cannot go ahead. And then you have to update. So this update, you do it willingly earlier, or you carry it out till the last and you do it in the last. It is on you. So you take this Sadguru thing in your life earlier by yourself. It is also possible. If you ignore it, that I want to do this Jagat Guru thing, and then this update warning comes to you, and you ignore it. At one stage, you have to come on the stage. Now take this, you cannot go further, and then you take it. So sooner or later, you have to do it. In this life or after 10 lives, you have to do it. There is no other way out. You will be shown the way of path by that kind Almighty. He do this with us. If we are not wise enough, or we are not clear enough to do the things, He show us the ways. He show he met us with the people who guide us on the right path to get some Sadguru or something. But it is compulsory, in my understanding, whatever I have understood till now, it is not. To understand a simple book of chemistry, we need a teacher. To understand a simple book of maths, we need a teacher. Even we have so much YouTube tutorials and everything. Why don't we go with that? You will say, by understanding a chemistry book with the YouTube tutorials, we take 5 years. And with a perfect teacher, I can understand it in the 6th month. It is the same. If you are going individually on the spiritual path by testing, this is thing good, this is good, I should do this, I should do this, I should do this, you will waste your so many lives without Sadguru. And you can have it in few years with a proper Sadguru. So it is all about the speed and the time management with the perfect Sadguru, and without it, we have to reinventing the wheel all the time.
So it does happen automatically, but we must keep on
automatically will happen like a mobile update in last.
Yeah.
After 1 year, your mobile says, now if you don't update, you cannot install a new application. But on the day one, if it wants or you self, and there is one more thing. Before you get the notification of the update, there is one more thing. The pre-alerted mobile users like me, who keeps on checking if there is an update, if there is an update, if there is an update. They check daily if there is an update, and they get this early update before the notification comes to other. Notification comes after 2, 3, 5 days when the update launches, right? And this tech freaky used to check if the update is there, if the update is there, if the update is there. So how much you are keen to get Sadguru, that matters your speed.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ojaswini ji, please.
Hey, Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
Shri Krishna.
Actually, I have very it could be a stupid doubt.
Don't worry, we all are
yeah.
stupid.
See, if you see a miser or a lazy person, right? He is also, not gaining any luxury. He is not, earning money for luxury, or even if he earns, he doesn't spend his money on luxury or anything proper clothes or anything. So, does he counts into a detachment, his
No.
behavior?
No.
He's not using it, right? So,
He
he's
is
not attached to
different.
luxury. He's not attached to clothes.
I
he's
got
not
your question.
attached
Let me.
to-
I got your question. Let me answer.
Yeah.
See, acts are not important. The feeling behind the acts are important. Bhav is important. Kriya is not. Simply, the miser people, you think he is not having greed towards money? He is more greedy in the sangrah. There is a 3 type of bhogas. One is sangrah, one is bhoga, and one is dana. So sangrah is called the durupyoga of money. If we keep it collecting only and making FDs and putting it in the shares and the mutual funds only, it is the durupyog of the money. We do bhoga, it is a upayog of money. And we do dana, it is a sadupayog of money. There are three happenings to the money: dana, bhog, and sangrah. So if you are keeping collection, that person who looks miser to you and not spending it on the bhoga, he is on the lesser condition, on the sangrah stage. The bhoga stage is better than sangrah, and dana stage is better than bhoga. You got the point? So who is keeping the sangrah? It is not that he is not enjoying his life. He is enjoying in collecting the funds, increasing the numbers. I have 1 lakh now, I have 1 crore now, I have 10 crores now, I have 20 crores now. He's just increasing the number. The like you are enjoying the pizza, he is enjoying the numbers.
Right.
His enjoyment mode is different. It is not he has reversed the enjoyment. He had changed the way of enjoyment. He is taking the same enjoyment in the numbers as you take enjoyment in the pizza. Right? So that is not the renunciation of the bhogas.
Yeah.
That he even didn't reach to the stage of bhogas.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Like Gandhiji told, forgiveness is the power of the powerful man. A weaker person, how he can forgive? You just tolerate. You don't retaliate because you fear. If I retaliate, I will be beaten more. Right? When a powerful person, I have power to punish you, and then I forgive you. Then I can forgive. If I don't have power to punish you, how can I forgive you? Right? For forgiveness, I should have this power to punish you also. If I don't have, how can I punish Prime Minister? I say, okay, whatever you do, I forgive you. So I am just doing this rubbish talk now. I cannot punish him, so I cannot forgive him also.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya.
This miser person, he cannot do the bhoga. How can he renounce it? You got it?
Yes.
Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna. I think we have all the questions, so we can end up now.
Yes, thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. So let's go towards the closing of this session. Thank you, Dr. Ashu Sensei, again. And we have completed 69 classes today. And from now, next classes will be tomorrow is change. Please, if you're attending tomorrow, please be careful about the timing. We do not have any class at 7 o'clock morning time. No class. Please do not join it. And we have class at 10 a.m. Asa juji karano class ga arimasu. Only one class 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Japan time, Bharat time, it will be 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Lecture by Dr. Geeta Sharma Sensei about yoga and Ayurveda. No class number, so please join that class. That class will also be in English and some Japanese support, but mostly in English. So please join it, and we'll go now. Next class by Dr. Ashu Sensei will be on 21st of June, actual yoga day, class number 74. That will be about Sampurna Yoga. That is holistic yoga. In English, can we say holistic yoga, right? Holistic yoga. Yes. So that class will be at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Same time, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So let's go towards the closing, and thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. And yes, I don't have any words. It's going so smooth. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you, Dr. Ashu Sensei. Arigato gozaimasu.
Yes.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Recording stopped.